Ooh, that's it.
Giga Chikadze with style points tonight.
I want at least next one co-main or even main event.
Giga Chikadze.
Again, but God did it, man. I really just had to have faith in him, and that's what got me through.
Namajunas!
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. We're dangerous! Listen to me, we're at it!
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. This is our second start because I fucked up the first one. Matt and I are going to be joined today by Giga Chikadze fighting Cub Swanson in the co-main in the Apex this Saturday night. And we also have an NFL running back, guy from the Chargers, really good player. Austin Ekeler is coming on to promote his Gridiron Gaming Group, which is going to help other athletes build an infrastructure off their of their streaming platforms. And we also have good news, Matt, a last-minute edition, which the first couple of MMA. That's what I like to call it. Now, I know you could look at Amanda and Nina and say they're the first couple, and there's probably a couple – Joe and Megan maybe, but I'm gonna have to go with
one of our favorite couples. Why don't we do that so we don't alienate our other friends? One of our favorite couples.
I like that.
I mean, that's nice.
Yeah, one,
because then we're gonna have Joe and Megan on again, and
that's right.
You're gonna be like, here's our second favorite, and that's not right.
Rose Namajunas will be joining us, and I do like that we're saying one of our favorite couples, because that makes Rose and Pat realize they have to work for it. If they want to be the favorite couple of Jim and Matt, they have to work for it. Correct?
It's true, Jimmy. Jimmy,
yes.
I got in really late last night. Did you know that? I'm going to tell you. I know we got our first guest coming, Giga, so we're going to talk to him. Yeah. But I did a road trip last night with my buddy Hulk. Remember Paul Harrison? Hulk,
yes.
The cop?
I meet him at the wasn't he at a gig I did in Huntington? Yes. Big guy.
Yeah, good friend of mine. We did a road trip in his Tahoe over to Ekeler last night on his podcast.
Oh, you did do that.
I did do it last night. And we did like a 3-hour podcast, just bullshitting.
Oh, that's great.
Getting my head straight, You
weren't doing drugs, were you?
Because I like to have a What?
You weren't doing drugs.
I don't do drugs.
Okay, good.
Only weed. But listen, we had a blast. But oh boy, did we. So look for me on the Champ and the Tramp.
That's great.
Coming out.
Let's bring our guest on. Giga Chikadze is fighting Saturday night. I'm going to assume he is already in Las Vegas. This will be his first UFC Unfiltered appearance. Hopefully not his last.
What's up, Giga? I was just watching your last fight when you decapitated the poor Afro samurai. That was some kick, man. Right to the body, and then he thinks it's going there, and then right to the Afro. Right? Shit.
Exactly, yeah.
Are you excited about the fans coming back, Giga?
Oh, man, I'm so excited. Can you imagine? I had my 4th win in 2020 and no crowd.
That's right.
Didn't seem to affect you, though.
Yeah.
Right? It didn't seem to affect you in a negative way. It was not a bad thing at all.
I mean, it motivated even more to, feel all the energy, because I got in to end of the 2019 in UFC. I had my 1 win. And after that, I was super excited. And my 2020 was been really good as a UFC career, but the emotions, I also wanted to dance the Georgian dance in front of the crowd and get that motivational feeling, but it's okay, soon.
Well, this Saturday's in the Apex, right? So there won't be a crowd this Saturday. This will hopefully be your last fight without a crowd.
Hopefully, yeah, that's what I'm really hoping. I even was hoping that, last weekend was the event in Florida. I was hoping maybe after that everything will be like changed, but still Vegas is a little bit.
Yeah, plus getting the availability, plus the place they want to do it. There's a lot that goes into it, I guess.
But that's what I noticed is the energy. That's right. When Giga said that, like when we watched the fights on Saturday in Florida, I can enjoy the fights I feel just as easy, just the same amount as enjoyment without a crowd. But I did feel that crowd the other day when I seen it because we haven't had it in so long. You felt the energy through the television. No, I mean, it just felt, I don't know, bigger.
Of course, it was like a movie for me, like I have not seen that type of thing like since I don't know, already more than a year. So it was amazing to see them enjoying in the crowd and cheering for the fighters.
Giga, I was gonna ask, being from Georgia, are you friends with my buddy Marab? Do you know Marab?
I am, yeah.
Now you guys aren't from the same part of Georgia, are you? Or
we are from Georgia, but I'm from different parts. He's from different parts. We all are from different parts of Georgia. I'm from capital, Tbilisi. It's the name. Yeah.
I heard when I was just watching your last fight, your father. There's a video of you as a child, and I think it was your. I'm not sure. I might be getting this off, but I heard it really quick, and it said something like there was a video of you. I think it was your father or something saying, "Going to be the champion of the world in fighting" or something. What, did I get? I might be I'm paraphrasing. What am I saying? What did I hear? Tell me that, please. That story.
So when my dad used to be the judo wrestler. Like he was in the team of Soviet Union, and he was making the way to get into Olympics, and he had the points to get in Olympics, and suddenly both of the knees got really bad, and he did surgery and never came back in. And he was pretty young, like 21-year-old.
Oh wow!
And when I was born, he was 23, and at the moment, like karate was really popular in Georgia, and we have the video that when I was born the same day, he's holding myself, coming out from hospital and saying that here was born Giga Chikadze, world champion in fighting, and the good man. And he was like, and the good man.
And a good man. Oh wow, that's like predestined, or that's a word.
You're saying that by the end of this year, you would like to have a title shot by the end of this year. Is that kind of a goal? It might be a little harder now with Volkanovski and I think Ortega doing the Ultimate Fighter House.
So I'm hoping something happens and I replace one of the title challenger. But first thing first, we have the mission to knock out the Cub Swanson this weekend. I would not be mad if I just win by points or other way, but my goal is to knock him out in a good way as soon as possible, like first round or second round, and then gonna stay busy and fight more fights this year, and to be at least one of the title challenger for the beginning of the next year. Yeah.
So you and Cub have trained together before, correct?
We never will really be same team or something. We only had once chance to train. Like he came at my buddy's Benel Darius gym where I train my wrestling and ground game. And he spent one day with us. But I've known him for a long time. Like his manager, Gami, has died. Unfortunately, he was a super nice guy, and we were really friends with each other. Plus, I have a bunch of other friends who are friends with Cub too. Because, I live in California and he's from Palm Springs, and it's like he trains with my other teammates or something. So we have a relationship, Nothing hard feelings, but, when it comes on a fighting and octagon and dream, I'm here for my dream, I've been in here for almost 7 years already in US. And just for the one reason, to become a UFC champion and then back in Georgia, you know. So I don't see anybody stopping me for this stream. And if that's a Cub in front of me, I'm going to take him out. But other than that, next day we'll be friends. I don't know. I really like this guy, you know,
Sure.
like I've been watching him for so long, and he's such a pro, plus such a nice guy too. You know? But unfortunately, this.
Yeah, you got to do it. I mean, it's interesting too about Cub too. He's 37, and he had a 4-fight losing streak. And then you think, wow, at his age, that might be the end. And then he comes back against Kron Gracie and Daniel Pineda, and he looks great. I mean, I'm happy to see. It's got to be encouraging for fighters, though, when you see a guy who's been around for as long as he has, who looks as good as he looks in his late 30s.
Yeah. I don't think he had the really bad fights when he was losing. It was the Brian Ortega submission,
right?
Which in the first round he looked good, I think, and Cub looked good. Then he was like Shane Burgos, which was split decision. You know, all those fights, whatever he lost, it was very competitive matches. You know, he didn't really lose that somebody really outperformed or something. In my eyes, he's really good, and I know what type of Cub, what type of fighter he is, and I'm expecting his best version this weekend. So, yeah, I'm not. I'm kind of surprised that people thought that Cub is done or something. No, I never thought like that.
I mean, you must have been excited when you found out that that's who you'll be facing, because you're 5-0 in the UFC, but this, what a name! Everybody knows Cub Swanson. The guy's been around forever. He's done a lot of big things. People know him, so this is almost like your coming out party for all the fans. Like, yo, we take out Cub. Don't get me wrong, no disrespect to the Afro Samurai. That guy looked tough as shit, but nobody really knows him that much. Cub Swanson, everybody knows. You take out Cub Swanson, people can be, oh, who's this Giga guy? You know what I mean? I mean, that must. So when you heard you were fighting Cub, was it more than just another fight, or was it like a little goosebumps, like, oh, now the world's gonna know who Giga is?
Yeah, for sure. I got the goosebumps, absolutely. But I never thought this fight would happen because of our relationship, you know, because the people we know, like, and we trained once and stuff. That was the reason why I thought this fight would never happen. But when the UFC offered this, for sure I got the goosebumps, and I was like, you know, I couldn't even sleep all night. You know, I was like, damn, this is happening. You know, they gave me a couple of other names before, but none of those guys accepted the fight from top 15. You know, like there was really like well-known guys too, and very big names, upcoming guys, but nobody accepted the fight. I think because I was not in the top 15 at the moment before this fight got scheduled, and now they put me in the top 14, and Cub is top 15, so everything is right, and we're gonna move forward soon.
Yes, you are 14, and I'm looking up Cub right now. Is he ranked 15th? I don't know what his rank is.
Yes.
Oh, 14 and 15. Yeah. Okay, great. Now, from kickboxing to MMA, how much of an adjustment was that, and how did you take to the grappling, and how hard was it?
Pretty hard to change style from kickboxing to find my path to go in MMA. And before, when I moved, I was fighting in Glory kickboxing. And the same time, I started my MMA career. So pretty much I was fighting kickboxing in Glory and was getting paid from there. So I could live with my family in California and do the first steps and make my way in MMA. And that was really hard because, you know, if you try to catch your two rabbits same time, one goes there, another goes there, and then you stay, none of those are yours. So I had a couple of slips, you know, like I lost my first MMA, even so without experience, WSOF, now called PFL, this show signed me, and I lost with somebody like took me down and controlled me and never did any damage. But I lost the fight. So it was really hard to start from there. And then I went back in some local shows. I started to search and I found the one, and I had a couple of wins, and then I got my chance to fight in Contender Series. And I was still fighting in a Glory, in the highest stage. You know, I was fighting the Glory tournaments, if you're familiar with Glory kickboxing. And then I had my chance Contender Series. I took it and I lost again. I mean, I was winning whole fight, but last minute I got choked. So I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I completely stopped to do kickboxing. I retired from kickboxing and concentrated only on MMA and started jiu-jitsu tournaments. Nobody knows, but I'm one of the organizations world champion in blue belts in jiu-jitsu with the gi. So I've been training hard for this, you know, and plus I've been training the rest. And yeah, I mean, since then I found my style. You know, I changed a lot from Dutch kickboxing style. I went to karate background because I'm from karate background, you know. So then everything got much easier.
What made you want to leave Glory and obviously you do well with the kickboxing. What made you want to transition into MMA?
I feel like the UFC, you know, like to my friends, I explained like this. If you are a Glory fighter, you can drive a beautiful Mercedes-Benz. That's my dream. You know, like when I become world champion and well-known in Glory, I drive beautiful Mercedes. Okay. And when you are in the UFC, you can fucking fly with helicopter if you want, you know, like that. If you really become a star. That's kind of big difference, you know. There is like, till now, kickboxing is my hobby. You know, when I train and when I spar, this is like, okay, I'm doing whatever I love and I'm enjoying so much, you know. But MMA is, for me, is more like a profession too. It's different, I feel. It's a different platform today, but it's most popular in fighting game. And I mean, it's different level, you know.
What does your father prefer? He must be so proud. What does your father prefer? Like, what does he like that you get into the MMA? Didn't you say he was a judoka? Was he a judo man?
Yeah, judo.
So it's so funny that you...
He cornered me twice.
Oh, that's amazing.
Nice.
That's amazing. It's so funny how your background was really in the striking, even though your father was such a judo player. Isn't that
yeah, right?
Right.
It's just like you know, 90s. We had a hard time, and in 90s we had the war from came out from Soviet Union, and we made independent country, Georgia, right? And at that time, the karate was very popular there. Everybody was watching the movies from the Bruce Lee, Jet Li, you know, and I ended up with one of the karate coaches to go there and have my sensei there, and that's how I grow. You know? I was 4 when I started.
Oh, jeez.
Well, and Giga, you're one of the more exciting guys in the division right now. And you fight, the co-main event is this Saturday night. It's great that you're co-main event already against Cub Swanson, obviously a legend in the sport. And hopefully this will be your last fight without a crowd, so you can really enjoy the crowd and get that feeling of what it's like to be in front of those UFC crowds. And we would love to have you come back after the fight and hang with us again, man. You're an exciting fighter, and I'm really, really happy for you that you got the co-main event.
Champion.
How are you?
Champ. I'm doing great.
Okay, you're good. Now, where are you now? Are you home or are you on the road?
No, I'm at home.
Man, not a mark on her. Look at that. Look at that. I'll tell you, Rose, it was, first of all, congratulations.
Yep.
Congratulations. So I'll tell you, man, I felt exactly what Joe Rogan felt. when he was talking about the goosebumps. Because first of all, I'm not saying I was scared for you because you can't handle yourself, but I was a little nervous in general because that other, Weili's a beast, and she looks like she's been made in a machine. I mean, and I remember her fight and what happened with Joanna and the battle and the balloon head and everything. So I'm just, when I seen you talking to yourself, just repeating I am the best. I am the best. Dude, I'm telling you, my hair started standing up on my arm. I go, oh man, this is kind of deep. This is something else.
It was intensity for sure. It was intense. I knew what I was up against, She's Weili, no joke,
I didn't know what you were saying before the fight. Like I was watching you talking and I'm like, what is she saying? I know what I would have been saying, which is I'm going down fast. I'm going down. Like I have no confidence in myself. So you were saying I'm the best. That's what you were saying to yourself.
Yeah. I was saying I'm the best.
And you're interesting because the way you've won is so varied. Like no one thought that it was going to be you tapping Joanna in the to like the way you did to strikes, and then you come back and beat her in a decision, and then you have the you look good against Jessica, but then there's the head drop, and then you come back and beat her in a decision, and now a first round fucking head kick. Like, was that something you were considering at all, or did the opportunity just kind of show up?
Yeah, that was something that we trained a lot, actually.
There was the Jones Cormier when he kicked him. He said he saw something in his tape where he dipped a little at certain time. Was there something you noticed that she did?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's one thing, the whole like hip going backwards thing, like she does that to evade the low kick. So she clearly thought the low kick was coming. But also, Joanna kind of hit her with that a couple times. Not that beautiful of a kick, but she hit her with the left high kick a few times. And so that was definitely something. I mean, there was other openings and stuff and holes that I seen in her game, but that was one of the main ones. And also, it also just works into my body type and my physique because one, my original first martial art that I ever had experience in was Taekwondo. And then also, I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think I have like the longest leg reach definitely in my division, but maybe even in the female division, I don't know. And then on top of that, I have the solid fundamentals and with Trevor in the boxing and stuff, but I've always learned from Pat and his kickboxing. I kind of just blend the two styles together, and yeah, it just worked out.
You know what's a perfect? It's funny because it's Pat Barry's Instagram. Isn't it Hype or Die? Is it Hype or Die?
Yeah,
he's like the perfect hype man. Holy shit, Jimmy! Right?
Yeah.
He's like he knows how to connect with you with that, and he's got that crazy look in his eye, and he's telling you are the best. If he said that to me, I should have had him there for my rematch in fucking George St. Pierre. I would have been like, yeah, Pat, I am the best. He makes you believe in it. He makes you believe in yourself. Hype or die, and it's the best. It really is fitting for him. It's so great.
He believes in me. He's believed in me since day one. And when I don't always believe in myself, like he's everything.
What feels different now that you captured that? You're champion again. You were champion. Something happened. You came back. You avenged that. And now you worked your way back and you're champion again. Does anything feel like different this time around?
Oh, yeah. It feels way different. Well, one, I was hating on the new belt for the longest time. I was secretly jealous of it, but then also trying to just control my emotions, whatever. But then over time, I've really learned to appreciate the new cleanness of it and everything. And I've been, my ego has been wanting that thing for the longest time ever. But the true Rose is nah, whatever, if it happens, it happens. It's meant to be. It's meant to be. You gotta let it go. You know what I mean? And so that it definitely feels a lot different because I know I'm experienced. I know what to expect. I mean, obviously, this is a new belt. This is a new journey. This is a new path, but I can take all those learning experiences with me going forward. And I know also at the same time, I also know better how to stay in the present moment. And I know certain like pitfalls that can, you know, kind of pull you out of your like your true authentic self.
You seem more comfortable. Like you seem like not that you weren't ready the first time, you were ready, but mentally you seem like you're much more comfortable with being the champion. And this is what you're, you know, for some reason looser with it or more comfortable, maybe because you've been there before, but do you feel that?
Yeah, I do. The whole, like the first time getting it, it was like, I knew all the stuff, like, I knew everything that I was supposed to do to most likely get it, you know, and then I did it and it was like, oh, that worked. And then now it was like, I knew there was no excuse. I know everything that I was supposed to do. And then I did it, you know, and then I mean, at the end of the day, it's still at the end of the day, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Like you can do all the hard work, you can do everything. And it's just, sometimes that's just not your fate. But I knew this is at least what I got to do. And then I just kind of had to let the cards fall.
What do you think? Because Matt mentioned something too about people feeling so emotional for you when you won, and Joe, what do you think? Because people really love you. What do you think it is about you that has people have that incredible connection to you, to your success or to your well-being? Is it the fact that you've been vulnerable in the things you've talked about? You've been so open and genuine. What do you think it is?
It's because I'm cute. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think it's because I'm pretty honest. You know, I'm not like the world's greatest actress. So I have no choice. You know what I mean? Like I kind of have to be honest. Obviously when I need to put my game face on, I can do it. But it's all about like, I'm learning about myself through this sport. You know, obviously all the titles and all the attention, the love and the money, the little bit of fame or whatever, like all that stuff is like cool for the, I guess, immediate, like, instant gratification, but ultimately it's the development of my personality and just learning about myself, I guess, more is what I like about it the most.
How do you like doing the ads? I saw you doing some reads on Instagram, like you're holding like meat, like you're getting these sponsorships and stuff. I guess you've always done them, but do you like doing them, or is that just like, all right, I'll knock this one out? Or do you actually like, wow, this is great that these things are rolling in?
The sponsorships? Yeah,
and things like you were doing. I saw you doing a read for something on Instagram. It might have been DraftKings. I don't remember what it was for.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, you know, like those things are. I'm super blessed to be able to do all that stuff. Like, obviously, I'm not, like I said, like sometimes doing those videos can be difficult for me, you know, like, I mean, Pat is such a natural at it. He could just boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like, he don't even have to be in the mood to do it. But for me, I'm so blessed to be able to do all that stuff because, like, man, it really beats like 9 out of 10 jobs out there. So
yeah, the bad part of a job that you love is still, people forget that it is a job, and you'll have things where you're like, oh fuck, I got to do this. But like the most annoying thing you got to do is read an Instagram ad. That's not that bad.
Oh yeah. An attitude of gratitude, like just, it's not always easy sometimes to feel the gratitude, but if you can do that, you know, you can do anything.
You know what? Like, I noticed, like, and it's not, you know, it's not like I just discovered it, but like, you know, a lot of girls out there, they use like their sex appeal to like get them a lot of sponsors and whatever else. I don't want to name the girls, and I don't want to hate on those girls either.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
It's like, use what you got. And the next thing you know, they're doing, hey, this is a fans only account. It's like, oh, I want to see somebody rub my feet. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But
that's my account, by the way.
Girls that Jimmy, that might have been Jimmy's account. But I don't know, Rose, you're so genuine. Yeah. Obviously, you're beautiful, but you don't use that. You don't like use that. You don't play that card. You get judged solely on your fighting, and you're just a genuine. It comes across, you're just a very genuine person, and you don't play up that card. And I just find that very refreshing, especially as a father of 3 daughters. It's a great, you're a great role model, Rose.
Yeah.
Really,
I mean,
really are.
well, I appreciate that, you know, because and that's another reason I'm so blessed, because I can do that. Like, I am such a great fighter that I don't have to, right? And so I definitely, you know, I'm not trying, like, I don't want that type of attention. You know what I mean? I already have, it's, you know, just with my upbringing and everything like that, like, nothing against any girls that do that, you know, all the more power to you. But I'm just so blessed to be able to just be able to fight, and that's it, you know? And then, yeah, if I'm feeling cute, I'm feeling cute, you know what I mean? but I don't, you know, can leave that in the back pocket if some shit hits the fan, you know?
And that's all good to do. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. But you want to be judged and get stuff as a fighter, like, you know, as the fact that you're a great fighter, and you want your sponsorships to kind of reflect the fact that you're fighting. Yeah, that's smart.
Hey, sometimes Jimmy, that might come in handy for some girls. Like, if my fight in Korea, when I was fighting, if it was on the skids, I'm not going to be like, hey, anybody want to see me in my bathing suit? They'll be like, get the fuck out. I'll be like, what? Fans only? I don't know.
It's only fans. It's not fans only.
Hey, man.
Oh, it's
yeah. What else do you like? Bookface? Do you like Bookface? Is that your favorite site?
Am I saying it wrong?
Yes, you are. You're saying it backwards.
What is it? It's what?
Only fans. You're saying fans only.
Why is it kind of shit? I don't know. All I know is Rose doesn't have to do all that stuff. She's got the skills to pay the bills. And when Joe was saying, it was very, I love the interview after when Joe was saying, you kept saying to yourself, you're the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. And you're like, I am the best. Yeah. Oh, it was very cute. It was very heartwarming. If that's what it was. You know?
That felt really good to say that.
Yeah, and I think it's also because of, Matt said you're genuine. And I think the fact that you've talked so much about your past and the things that were really difficult, people just, it makes people connect to you, and people like you as a person and root for you as a person, like even beyond a fighter. So when people watch you fight because they like you so much, they're like, oh, fuck. You know, I hate watching people I'm friends with fight. I hate it. Because you know, watching Weidman get hurt was so awful because you like the guy so much. So I'm always a nervous wreck when I watch people that I know or like.
You know, and that's the thing. Like, this journey wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for the peaks and valleys, right? Like, you know, if it was always just win all the time, like, dude, that'd get like a little tiring, actually. You know? I
guess so. What does it feel like when you, again, the fight of that magnitude, and you land such a perfect head kick? And I know you drop her and you jump on her. Do you have is there a second where you understand how, or are you still in the moment and you don't realize it until it's over exactly how important that was? What is that like mentally?
Yeah, obviously, like, I was able to comprehend what I could comprehend at that moment. And there's like stages to it, you know, like initially it's like, oh, okay, I see the ref coming. And then it's like, oh, wait, I think it's over. Yep, it's over. Boom. And then I'm like, woohoo. And I'm like, wait, I just won a world title. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just like the win. It was like also like, hey, man, it's over. You know, I was ready for all night, but like, that was cool too. And then it's like, you know, get the bell. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just like stages of comprehension, and then afterward it's over. You're like, wow, you know, that was not only the most like artwork picturesque, like Bruce Lee kick out this world, like against who it was against, like where it was at, all the implications, like, you know, it like all those things don't hit you till later. But I mean, there are certain levels of it. Like, I was probably more aware this time than ever.
It was all you did. I think you did what Amanda did to Cyborg. It was stopped a 20-fight win streak, didn't you? Wasn't that a 20-fight win streak she was on?
Oh, wow.
Am I incorrect in that? I thought it was a 20.
No, yeah, you're right.
And I'm guessing, obviously, you took no damage, which is, you know, unless your foot is sore. I mean, you escaped unhurt, so you could fight as soon as you feel like you're ready to. And they're probably going to want to do a rematch with her, because she is a very a great fighter. Is that what you want? Is an immediate rematch with her, or you looking towards somebody else first, or what do you think?
To me, you know, my initial, like I said, I still just got home and all that stuff. Sure. So, you know, thoughts and feelings change up and down and whatnot. But my initial like feeling about it is it's not exciting to me. But I understand where people are coming from, maybe, you know what I mean? But I played that perfectly, you know what I mean? Like it was going to be all night, you know what I mean? So to me, this is where I'm coming from right now. But like I said, I'm open to anything too, and I definitely have to digest this a little bit more.
Flawless victory. I'm not just saying that because I watched that Mortal Kombat movie the other day, but it was a Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that later. But I mean, you could not have went any better, and in a game where anything can happen, and you're facing that threat, and for it to be over like that just must have felt like, whoa. Because then, it's like once it's done, it's like, they're not restarting this shit. I'm done. This is it. I won. I'm the champion, right? That's how I always felt like that after they stopped it. I'm something like, oh shit, no do-overs. I'm the winner. It's such a good feeling.
It's such a good feeling. Whew, yeah, especially because it's like, so much hard work. Like, you only see that minute and 18 seconds, but that is like not just. And I've been training for this fight specifically, for like the last 6 months, ever since. But even since getting dropped on my head, losing the belt, like all that, like bringing that, like I bring all my experiences into every fight. So yeah, so it's a culmination of everything.
What did you guys do that night after you win the belt? I saw the footage of you talking to Valentina and Kamaru.
Yeah.
What do you and Pat do afterwards? Do you guys leave, go out to dinner, or do you go back to the room and just sit quietly? What's your night like?
So, we have these like really cool fans that have been, fans since day one. So we kind of like went down to the hotel and like took pictures with them, and that was cool. Like always, it's since the flights are always like the next morning, and then usually like adrenaline is just so high that usually don't ever sleep. This time I didn't sleep for like 2 days after because it was just, or 2 nights after because it was just so much adrenaline. But just go back to the hotel so that like try to just pack everything up because I know that once that adrenaline starts to kind of like come down a little bit, that airport trip is always so painful. So I've learned that over the years, like, don't get too zooted. Don't don't go crazy. Just like enjoy, stay safe, like all that stuff because, you don't want to push your luck. Right. So, and just be responsible. So obviously we just went back to the hotel room, Greg, Chico, all the family and friends that was with, or that came out, Trevor, Pat, Gaethje was up there. We were all just, just hanging out and just having fun, but not nothing like crazy or nothing, just hanging out in the hotel room for a few hours and then pack up and then go home.
You let yourself eat something shitty? Like, is the first thing, do you find like, I'm going to eat this because I know tonight I can eat whatever? Is there anything you like as a ritual for you or no?
No, I'm pretty cool with the eating and stuff. I don't know. Did we eat anything? Oh, I had like a Caesar salad, but everything was just like a couple bites and I'm like hungry, but then it's like, chemicals are going in your body and you're just like, everything's just weird, like you feel dirty and no matter how many times you take a shower, you brush your teeth, you still feel like you stink. And, it's just like so much like hormones, just like, floating around, adrenaline.
Oh, it's just dumping everything into your system, right?
Yeah. But, like when I got home and I was comfortable with, we just been eating like pizza and canes, Raising Cane's chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be on cloud 9 still, obviously, and deservingly so. Hey, we couldn't be any more happy for you. It was so, me and Jimmy were that night and we were just like, wow.
Yeah, for sure.
You recaptured it again, champion of the world, so I can't wait to see what's next, Rose. We love watching your journey.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Happy for you and for Pat. We know you guys are, you work so hard together, and it's just it was thrilling to see. And you also have been on the other side where you've lost it, so it's almost like it's not this scary thing. Like you already know what that process is. You've been through, like you've seen that side, so you just seem much more comfortable being the visible champion. I'm really I'm glad for you.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't attached to the result. Like I knew I did the work and it was like, all right, whatever happens, happens. So time to find out. And I was, ready for anything, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, props to your coach too, because Trevor Whitman had a fantastic night. How about that? Between you and Kamaru, the way he handled his business, Trevor Whitman, I don't know who's getting coach of the year, but he's definitely in the running right now. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it'd be cool to see what happens with Gaethje and his fight and everything like that, or whatever's happening with him next. But yeah, Trevor's the man. He's always been.
All I know is Dean Thomas wants him to stay busy with you because I think he kind of got cozy doing Trevor's job of the analysis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dean Thomas, he was stepping in for Trevor Whitman. I go, wait a minute. He's probably like, yeah, man, keep coaching, Trevor.
I think Trevor would enjoy that though. He obviously like coaching his athletes. He loves us. So I think, yeah.
And Dean just loves money and jobs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
He's like, works out for both of us.
For sure.
Well, Rose, we love you. And congratulations. We're so happy for you. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful win. And, we'll talk to you again before the next one. But congratulations. We were really happy for you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. It's always nice talking to you.
Yes. Give Pat our best too. All right.
Okay.
All right. Bye, Rose.
What we must do, and I listen to the fans somewhat. After last podcast, because there was fights over the weekend, no picks? What? No picks?
Yeah, I guess we forgot. I mean, we were keeping score for a while. Now we got Prochazka against Dominic Reyes is the main event.
Picks, Jimmy. I think we should make some picks.
Let's make the picks for the main and the co-main.
They don't like when we don't make picks because they want to be able to say, nah, you got it wrong.
All right.
Or say, oh, Matt, you're so smart. You got it right. They want to be involved with that.
Let's do that.
And I think it's only fair that we do
the main and co-main. Let's do that.
Let's get off the fence.
Main and co-main. All right, let's talk. We had Chikadze against Cub Swanson.
Yeah.
Tough. Again, Chikadze's very good. I'm going to take Swanson by second round submission because I think that he is a veteran enough fighter to be able to exploit the fact that Giga is not as strong on the ground as he is. Again, could Giga knock him out like he said, coming in for a take? Sure. And his takedown defense against Jamie Simmons was pretty good, but Cub Swanson is Cub Swanson. I'm going to say Cub submits him in the second.
Jimmy, I had such a good time last night at Frankie Edgar's.
Yes.
It was fun. You understand?
Yes.
And I can't wait to watch that and listen to it because I don't even know what the hell we do. We just babbled and talked. Next thing you know, we were there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I met Frankie's dog, Biggie. His dog's Biggie. The dog has a head bigger than mine.
What kind of dog?
I don't know. I think it's a part bull, part something. It looked kind of like it kind of looked like a pit bull, but
yeah,
it kind of looked like a pit bull and a Rottweiler. That head on that dog. I've never seen a big head.
It's not surprising that Frankie Edgar has a dog like that. Like that's the kind of dog I wouldn't fucking picture Frankie Edgar with a Shih Tzu. Like I picture him with some kind of creature that's big headed. You see Frankie should do like a picture with him looking all badass with like a cool leash with that dog in front of him. That's because that dog. I mean, the dog feels safe with Frankie. That's what a killer Frankie is. The dog feels safe with him. The dog's like, no one's going to fuck with us. I'm with Frankie Edgar. I'm going to make that trip again because I had a good time. But Jimmy, I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Anyway, did you ever hear that song? No. Listen to Iron Maiden, baby, with me. Ooh. Anyway, I'm going to go. You went with Cub. Yes, second round submission. And I am a jiu-jitsu man. So I should really go with Cub because I feel Cub's got the advantage with the jiu-jitsu. And Giga,
he said that that's what he worked on, and but I don't think you heard him when he said that he was he did well in that blue belt division. He's got the gi on. I feel it's changing of the guard. Okay. It is Giga's time. Changing of the guard. It's time for Giga. Listen, that might be like a Tourette's thing, Jimmy. I don't even realize when I say it. Anyway, I'm gonna go, Jimmy. I love you so much. I'm gonna go with Giga because, dude, what do you think? His father's lying when the kid comes out and he's like, "Hey, man, champ of the world." That guy's father might be a psychic, and he's gonna pull from his father the energy of that. His father's a former judo man, so he's gonna just pull that energy from his dad. I'm not gonna get arm locked or submitted. And I'm going to put my Giga hands on him. I'm going to do those kicks to the belly, come up to the head like I did to the Afro Samurai. And I'm thinking he will not be denied. And he will win a decision.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Giga by decision. It might not be popular, but it's my very own pick. Okay. All right. Sorry, Jimmy. That was a long walk for a small sip of water. But it's
okay.
You got it out there. Now let's go, my friend, my little bird. Let's go to the return of Dominic Reyes.
Yep.
Versus Jiri.
Prochazka, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, this is very interesting. He's the former risen light heavyweight champ. So this makes a little bit more sense because I'm like, why are they giving Jiri, who's only 1-0 in the UFC, versus Dominic Reyes? And then I read that he's the former risen. Let's call the whole thing off. Oh. He's the former champion in another organization. So I'm thinking they must see something in this guy. Because Dominic Reyes, I seen a clip of him just training and talking about his loss and how his head didn't feel straight, like good with that last fight.
Yeah, he's had two
now. I think he's got his shit together now. I'll tell you right now. Yeah, but in fairness, his loss to John Jones, he must have felt like he was probably the champ.
Yeah, I did think he had done enough.
But then you go from having a fight like that, almost going with one of the best ever, arguably the best ever to ever do it.
Yep.
In John Jones, coming out unscathed. A lot of people saying you should have got the nod. You're feeling like Superman. Next thing you know, the fucking Polish powerhouse put your nose on the other side of your face. That's a wake-up call. You know what that is, Jimmy? That's when you do some soul searching and say, hey, man, am I in the right fucking business?
Yeah, sure.
I was just undefeated. Now my nose is where my fucking cheek is. So, it looks like he dug deep inside, answered some questions for himself. And I expect Dominic Reyes to come back and really savage fashion.
Well, this guy, he stopped. Prochazka stopped Volkan Oezdemir in the second round, so maybe that's why. Yeah, he stopped Volkan. So, I think 27-3 is Prochazka's record, and Reyes coming off 2 losses after being undefeated. So I don't think Reyes' career is just going to skid now. I think he will wind up getting a win here. I'm going to take Dominic Reyes. There's a part of me that wants to say decision, and there's a part of me that thinks he's going to want to come out and end this. I'm going to say Reyes 3rd round stoppage.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Reyes by decision.
I almost went with that.
Well, Jimmy. Jimmy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's what I think. And I'm looking at the rest of the card. Oh, Cuteleba is coming back. Cuteleba. Oh, listen.
Yes.
Someone's ready to join us.
Oh, good. Oh, my God. Right on time. So nice. Hey, Austin, how are you? Now, we're saying your last name right, Ekeler, right? Are we saying it correctly?
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I don't want to screw up your name. Thanks for joining us, man. We've been promoting the fact that you are your Gridiron Gaming Group is doing this draft day streaming event, twitch.tv/Austin Ekeler, beginning at I think 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern on the 29th. What exactly are you going to be doing, just so we can get that out there right?
So I'm gonna have one of the team members on during that time that their team is actually drafting, and we're just going to be talking about what they've been doing in the off season, talk about what they think about the team. They can plug any of their businesses, things like that. So it's a big social event, and I'll do that for every single team for their 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. And you've been in the NFL. I think you're going into your 5th season. Is that right?
Correct.
And do you train with a little MMA too? They mentioned that you like MMA. Is that part of your training?
Not necessarily because I like it, but I do train at UFC Gym in Costa Mesa, right? That's where I do all my training is at UFC Gym.
Wait, not liking? Wait, you don't like the training?
No, I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter. No. Yeah.
That's okay, but a lot of people aren't fighters that train. Do you train mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu?
No, I haven't trained any of that stuff. I haven't done any of the classes there yet. Yeah.
Now, are you tempted?
I've been tempted a few times, right? People have been inviting me like, hey, come try this class with me. Cause I hear it's like a different type of workout. I hear it's actually really hard. Just if you haven't done it before, because it's a different way you're moving your body, right? You use your arms and stuff like that.
Is it hard as like, you obviously you're a world-class athlete and you're so great at playing football. Is it hard to do something when you're so good in one area that like, oh shit, now this is like starting over? Or is that something you kind of like the challenge of, or is that like something that's difficult to get yourself to do?
Man, I think, just as athletes in general, like for me in particular, I just like to be athletic. So I do like a bunch of different things just to continue to keep athletic. Like my girl, she's a dancer. So, I try to do some of her stuff. It's a very different world, very different technique and stuff. So I just like to be all around athletic. Obviously I'm not a master or anything, right? Really besides football, that I know of. But, yeah, I mean, some cross collab, cross examination, cross training is always welcomed.
Now, do you watch the fights at all?
Yeah, I watched the fights. Yeah, I just watched the last fight. It was crazy. But I don't like follow like the player or like the fighters themselves.
Casual fan, casual.
Right. I wouldn't say casual. Like I watch all the big fights that come out. But I just don't like follow the fighters in particular. Like I've seen them before, I just don't know their names.
Yeah, but you'll watch if it's a pay-per-view, you'll grab the pay-per-view, and
if it's pay-per-view, I'm grabbing pay-per-view.
Yeah. Do you watch by yourself, or do you like get a group of people, or how do you? Prefer?
Definitely a watch party.
Oh, you do.
This last time we all jumped in like a voice chat online, and we were just watching it that way, just because we were all spread out. But yeah, I definitely have a little get together for sure for Fight Night.
Now this Twitch thing, I'm sorry,
no,
you do video games on there or no?
Oh yeah, every once in a while, but for the most part, I'm just talking about mental health, physical health, just social life, and then motivations. Those are like the 4 things that I feel some just sort of part of their life needs to be one of those 4 things, right? For them.
Say those 4 things again, really quick. I'm sorry. What are those 4 things?
Mental health. You got to be thinking clear. You got to be in a good state of mind. Physical health. You have to be able to actually move and go do things. Your social life, which is your support. And then your motivation, which is your drive, your passions.
Well, too bad if you were doing something that was like someone who's terrible at all 4, I'd be perfect because I'm not good at any of that shit. Now the mental stuff is very underrated, though. You're right. Do you have anything in particular you do for like mental preparation, or do you have any like stuff mentally that you're like you had to overcome that made something difficult?
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily had to overcome it, but I had to grind through some stuff. It's everyone has their own type of grind, and I made my grind basically the highest priority in my life. And what my grind was just trying to get out of the situation where I was back in my little town, my little farm town. I knew I wanted better for myself. I knew I could get out of the situation. I don't know how it was going to look. I didn't know it was going to be the NFL. I thought it was going to be in the business world for a while. I was going to school, and the NFL ended up working out. But I think regardless of what it was, my mentality, my mental health and my mental drive was so strong that I was going to get out of that situation no matter what. And if I didn't, I was at least going to learn skills along that path to where I was going that I could try to apply to other paths to continue to just get myself in a better situation.
What was the, you said a farm, what was the situation? I know the Austin Ekeler Foundation, you want to provide opportunities for people who are kind of in a similar situation. Was it a dangerous place that you grew up, or was it just quiet and boring?
No, it wasn't dangerous. It was just, yeah, exactly. It was just, there was not a lot of opportunity just for growth out of there. And it depends on who you ask. It's all perspective, right? Some people like the lifestyle, some people don't, right? It depends on what you want in life. That's great. But where we all can relate is, look, we all want to have some type of fulfillment in our life. Like we all want to feel like our life is being fulfilled. Like we want to be pursuing that or even have that. And so that's where I think I've really been an advocate of trying to help people find their passions and really just be able to have the mental drive to go and actually be a part of those passions, whether it's big or small, whether you're working a 9 to 5 and your passion is playing rec ball at the rec center, like whatever, it doesn't matter, but you just have to have some part of that be in your life.
Now, how do you guys, because again, I mean, MMA is more of a solo sport, and you're playing where other guys performing kind of depends on how you do as well, not just your line, but like, everybody else on the field. How do you guys treat a guy who has missed an extra point or missed an easy field goal? Like, we hear that, like at the press conferences, always like, well, we're a team, but like when he comes back to the sidelines, are you guys like, oh, you asshole?
It's life, man. This is life. We're all in this together, so we depend on each other. So when someone messes up, like we're gonna hold you accountable, but we're also your team at the same time. So we're gonna uplift you during that too. But I mean, but asshole accountable. Like we're gonna get on your ass. Like, bro, we need you. We need that kick. You can't be throwing interceptions. Like you can't fumble the ball. Like we need to. Regardless, it happened. We have to move forward. That's why it's a team sport. And you're supposed to be able to pick those up. But if you keep doing that often, then you're going to get cut, right? So it's pressure from yourself as well. But yeah, it's definitely like that. Like if you're messing up all the time, like I'm on you. Like, bro, you're professional. You're supposed to be out here performing at the highest level. And you're not giving me that, right? And so you're affecting everyone, or you're going to get somebody hurt, if you're messing up. Like this is a really violent game. People get hurt every single week. So we depend on each other for more than just performance, but to keep each other safe.
Did you ever do you listen to other motivational speakers type people like Tony Robbins and stuff like that, or no?
I've never listened to any motivational speakers.
So this is your self-taught philosophy, and everything else
right.
is
that's
wild,
everything that I preach, man. I'm like, hey, this is what I see. This is how I see life, and this is my opinion. So you could take it with what that means to you. This is just what's worked for me. I feel like I'm at a place where I'm self-fulfilled. Like my life right now, like if I died right now, I'm happy. I'm looking back at my life like, wow, this is really a special life worth living. And so now I'm at this place. I'm like, I feel this way, and let me try to help other people just try to find this for themselves. And I think that's what's really powerful, and that's what can bring a community together. For all motivated, for all bouncing like ideas, like, hey, this is what's working for me. That just brings us together at a deeper level that we can go through life. And that's, for me, that's what life is. Be fulfilled. And what can I do? Like, I know bad stuff's going to happen all the time. Bad stuff's going to happen everywhere all the time. But it's like, okay, when bad stuff happens, how do I react? How am I thinking about it? Am I negative, complaining about it? Can I do something about it? And if I can, then let's do that. If I can't, okay, let me try to find the lesson so I can try to avoid that situation again. But it's just really me trying to push my community, the support that I get from my community, and trying to help them feel the way that I feel like I feel right now.
And when you go into the NFL, I mean, you get drafted by a team. Did you know coming out of college, like, I'm definitely going to get in the NFL? Or what is that like? Were you not 100% sure that you were going to get, like, how far in advance do you know, or do you just find out at that moment, or how does that work?
I had no idea, but I knew I was going to have an opportunity to get in. So what I did, I dropped everything. I dropped out of school, and I just focused 100% on my training. Nothing was more important to me besides this opportunity, try to take advantage of this moment. And so I told my family, I was like, I know you guys are excited for me to go try to pursue this, but please don't talk to me. Making sure I'm ready mentally and then physically. So when this opportunity comes, I can perform and show that, hey, I can add value to an NFL team. And that's what I did. I literally just trained, and I did nothing else besides train, and I ended up making the team. And now I've opened up like, okay, family, I love you guys back, but yeah, I made this the most important thing. I wanted to make sure that at the end of the day, I could not say that I didn't give everything. It was going to be either I didn't make it because genetics or something else that I can't control. Everything that I control, I was making sure I was doing it. And I was doing it to the most that I could.
You said you dropped out of school. Wait, you didn't come straight out of playing football in college, or did you only do 3 years? And then,
no, so I did my 4 years, and then that last semester before I graduated, okay, I dropped out then, and then went and just trained.
Okay. Yeah, I always think it's so because college athletes don't get paid, and like it's harder, I think, to go right from high school to, like, LeBron went from high school, but again, there's such a physical difference in those 4 years. It's kind of hard to jump into the NFL at a high school and play against, 300-pound defensive guys. And so you found out, how did you find out you just watched, or your agent calls you and goes, they want you?
So going into the draft, I wasn't expected to get drafted. I went to a really small school. So with NFL teams, even if I was like the same level as somebody else that went to a bigger school, they're probably gonna pick them up because there's more eyes, there's more scouts on that person than there was on me. So I wasn't heavily like recruited. Like I had scouts at practice and stuff, but it wasn't anything like crazy. Well, that was crazy for that area because I'd never seen a scout on campus before. I'm in a little school, right? Our school is like 2,300 students, like a little tiny town in the mountains. And so coming into the 7th round, the Chargers ended up calling the agent like, hey, if he doesn't get picked up in these next few rounds, we want to sign him as an undrafted free agent. And so I knew, he called me immediately and said, hey, this is the situation. So I knew immediately I was going to have an opportunity, and then ended up not getting drafted and signing with the Chargers right after.
Oh, that's great. What were you taking in school? Like if football didn't happen, right? Obviously you wanted to remove kind of a safety net. Was there something else you're like, all right, well, if I have to, I can go in this direction?
Yeah, I was a business major. And so I was going to work in the energy management field. So I was going to go into actually some oil and gas. I had a company that was going to hire me to work in the business side for oil and gas. There's just, my Colorado town has a lot of that around it. And that's, where a lot of my friends were. So I was like, okay, let's check this out. I knew I always wanted to be in business. I knew I wanted to always have my own business. I didn't know how I was going to get there. I thought I was going to go through oil and gas and do it on the side. But now I'm doing NFL and doing that stuff on the side.
Jimmy, man, Austin has his stuff together.
Yeah. Yeah. Very together guy. I always hate that because it's so the opposite of me. Like I'm
talking to Austin. I'm just feeling more and more unorganized. Yeah. Just not structured enough. What is going on? I was a champion. I feel like, you know what I mean? I'll tell you, Austin, you're right. I might listen to your Twitch thing just to take me to the next level.
Let's go, man. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's that mental gratitude, bro. That's what it is.
That's it. And then when I start mine up, you can watch me play video games. I'll add nothing to anybody. I'll be in there teabagging fucking.
Right, on Call of Duty. Yeah.
And you having a business sense is great as an athlete or even as a musician too, because so many guys get screwed, by bad management or bad agents. So having a business ability really comes in handy, I'm sure. When you start making real money in the NFL, you have an idea of kind of what to do, whereas a lot of guys might not.
Yeah, exactly. Like just the financial education part of it, man. Like we're coming into a lot of money up front. Here you go. Here's a bunch of money, especially like the people that get drafted. It's just a substantial. If you don't have that financial education, then you're kind of just good luck, like especially if you don't have it. Like imagine you don't have like people that are educated about money around you. Like you came from a poor family, like now you have all this money. People are throwing money everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let me help out you. Let me help out you. Let me help out you. And it's like they're just burning through it, right? Because they don't understand. They're just like, oh, I have money now. And it's like, guess what? Well, you're not going to have this forever. Like, you're not going to play in the NFL forever. Your body's going to break down, right? The average is like 2.9 years. And so like the NFL has like seminars and things that try to help out, but even that is not enough, right? So it's actually, it's pretty sad to see people just go and they go broke because they try to do too much. And they don't understand that, hey, I need to make this last for my entire lifetime if I want to not work again and I want this to, be something that I can build on.
Now, are you tempted to do, I think it was, let me make sure I got his name, Sean Culkin. Now, are you thinking of asking for your salary in Bitcoin? Like there's he got his whole salary in Bitcoin. Is that correct?
Oh, I know. I was the first one to know. He's my old roommate.
Oh, I didn't realize you guys knew each other. Okay. So now have you talked to him about that? Have you talked to him about that? Yeah. And thinking of doing it?
Yeah. I'm not thinking of doing it. No, it's just, that's too many eggs in one basket, right? Like I need some diversification. Like I can see like definitely going into Bitcoin as an investment, but not with my entire thing. But here's the thing. He's committed. He's like, hey, this is the future. So he's putting his money where his mouth is, I guess. And it's, kind of a publicity stunt at the same time to bring some awareness, maybe help him get some connection. He's basically using his platform to leverage himself to get more into that space, which I think it's smart if you're all in on it.
Very smart. And it's also, I'm sure it's not it might just be 1 year's salary, but the only problem with Bitcoin that scares me is, I have a fucking coin wallet. But I'm scared to like get an account and then lose the password. And then there's just no way in. That's what terrifies me. So
that's real.
I didn't realize you knew him. Oh, okay. Well, look, man, we appreciate you coming on, and let's the Gridiron Gaming Group. It's a draft day streaming event. It's at twitch.tv/Austin Ekeler, and it's Ekeler. Just people don't think it's ECK. It's 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time on April the 29th. And thanks for coming on, man. It was really fun talking to you, and good luck with that and with the foundation.
Absolutely. I love you guys' energy. Keep it up.
Wow, small world. I really had no idea they knew each other. And as we're talking to him, I'm thinking of that guy who's taking the year's salary in Bitcoin. I think it's a very smart move. I'm just not brave enough to do it.
Yeah, Jimmy, I think you're brave in many ways.
Thank you very much.
You know, I just can't think of any right now. But listen to me. I really, Jimmy, I'm sorry. Jimmy, what? I like you so much. Listen, next time, I really do. I was talking about you last night on the podcast because they brought up about the whole UFC Unfiltered, how we got started. So I went down a little memory lane, you know, and told them how much I like you. I'm not going to say it now because it's weird.
What?
Well, just how much I love my Jimmy.
Well, thank you.
Don't say nothing. Don't say anything. Well, you said thank you.
I love you too.
Well, you kind of mumbled it. But hey, listen. Let's not make it all.
No.
When I said that, if you would have been like, "Oh, man, I love you too," you didn't say that. You kind of like, "Oh, thank you."
Well, you have to. That's how.
What am I fucking Princess Leia when I tell Han Solo, "I love you," and when you're just like, "I know."
I know. It was perfectly delivered line. Wasn't that perfectly delivered?
That was such what a fucking stud.
Yeah.
Han Solo did that back in, when did Empire Strikes Back come out?
79 or 80.
I mean, at that back then, I love you. I know. He says, I know.
I know.
He's about to get frozen in carbonite. Jimmy, he's about to get frozen in carbonite. That wasn't, I know.
It's a great line.
I mean, come on, man. Why the fuck did George Lucas have to go back to that first Star Wars and make Greedo shoot first?
Well, that's what I like. I like Jar Jar's my favorite.
Well, now I know it's time to end this podcast. Listen to me.
You gotta tell me you love me again. I feel bad now. We'll do it right.
Listen.
Let's do it right.
Anyway, so I was on the show with Roger Matthews and Frankie Edgar, and we were talking about everything. They go, "Oh, how'd you go with Jimmy?" And I just told them, I love my Jimmy. Don't hang up. Oh, dude, I just coughed and hurt my back. What does that mean? Jimmy, I think I just fucking pulled something. Dude, I literally coughed. What the fuck, dude? This is not
No,
good.
You're okay.
I feel so good lately.
You're okay.
I'm going to stretch that out. I coughed.
Yeah, you're all right.
You jinxed me, Jimmy.
Sorry.
Listen to me. I will talk to you. Listen, it's fucking Wednesday.
Yes, buddy.
So, I mean, Thursday, whenever people are listening to this, I will talk to you by this week, and you know we're going to be texting during these fights.
Yes, and thank you, Giga Chikadze, of course, the champ, Rose Namajunas.
He's so sweet.
And Austin Ekeler, really, really nice to have him on. And thank you guys very much. And
what do you want to promote, Jimmy?
Just Chip Chipperson podcast. You want zooted merchandise? I'll get you a nice shirt there, Matt. I'll get you.
I'll take that shirt.
All right, I'll get you one of those.
I'll take that shirt.
What size you want?
You don't got it in a darker color?
Yeah, sure.
I want that.
All right, we'll get you a large for your arms.
I'm old. Fucking wait, that's my wrong arm.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's just my arm. I don't have it on this side. Jimmy, I'm on Cameo.
Yes.
Matt Serra on Cameo. Matt Serra BJJ on Instagram. That's all I got to say. Watch the fights this weekend, everybody. We shall watch them also. And that's it, Jimmy. I love you, pal.
I love you, but I want to.
What'd you say?
I love you, but I want to say it back. Yeah, I want.
Oh, you wanted to say
yes.
That? Well, let's end on that note. Right. Jimmy, talk to you in a couple days, brother.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Unfiltered Army.